Freestyle Drive. Got my man Showrock in the car. What's going on, my brother?
I said, hey, yo, what's going on?
You in Brooklyn right now. Thank you for making the trek from CT.
Happy to be here, man. You know, CT, NY, it's like second home.
No doubt, no doubt. I think you're the first artist from Connecticut I've had on the show. You're from Connecticut originally?
Yeah, Money Craven, New Haven.
Born and raised in CT?
Born and raised.
Nice, man. So how's the hip hop scene been in CT? What was it like growing up out there?
Growing up out there, right? Like, we didn't have as much hip hop as you would think. Like, we had to turn on Hot 97 with all the static. We used to love when it rained, because when it rained, Hot 97 came in mad clear.
That's crazy.
But as I got older, like, by the time I was like a teenager, we finally had our own hip hop station, Hot 93.7, nice. And then, you know, we started to get more concerts. Like, before that, you know, once they knocked our Coliseum down, we didn't get no shows. Like, we had to go to New York, we had to go to Boston. But then, you know, there was a shift when people started to be like, oh, Connecticut exists. So, you know, we might get a Nas show, we might get a Wu-Tang show, and a lot of people came through the Toad's place. So
they saw there was like a market out there for hip hop fans. So they were like, you know, got to hit that market, that Connecticut market. How do you feel? I mean, being a Connecticut artist yourself, do you feel like Connecticut is underlooked for? It's kind of like the shadows of New York, kind of, or
always. I feel like Connecticut's always been overlooked. People who not from Connecticut don't know anything about it. They're like, oh, it's like all rich white people, and oh, it's farms and tractors. I'm like, clearly you never fucking been to Connecticut, because it's hoods in Connecticut like it's hoods everywhere else, and it's nice places, just like there's nice places everywhere else. But yeah, I feel like Connecticut is starting to have a scene now. I feel like Bars on I-95 has been major in people actually now looking at Connecticut as a place that has spitters and lyricists and songwriters. So
and as a stop to like kind of do your thing. To, you know, you don't got to only go to New York anymore.
It's hard to get up there, but
I got it. But it's worth it, right? It's worth it
if you can.
Yeah. I know you spit some bars on there. I did. That shit was crazy. When did you start doing hip hop? How old were you when you first got into it?
It's gonna sound like cap, but I've been rapping since I was probably like 5 years old, like kindergarten times. Like, I just heard my first rap song and I was like,
you remember your first rhyme?
This is what I'm fucking doing.
As artists, they remember their first rhyme?
I remember early rhymes,
okay, but
I do not remember my first rhyme. But I do remember it was one of the first rhymes. I remember the first rhyme I recorded to get you those like speaking spells and the, like Teddy Ruck spins and like little things where you learn how to talk and make sentences. And we had figured out how to record raps on it. And I remember the first song we recorded was about, like, we don't give a dang about Saddam Hussein. Okay. So it was during the Gulf War. So whenever that shit was going on, so that was the first time we recorded some
political shit. It was some political? Wow. But it was like supporting the troops against, supporting the war, kind of?
It was more like, yo, we riding for America. Like, fuck this guy bombing us.
This was the first Gulf War?
This is our Desert Storm, yeah.
Desert Storm, because I remember I was in elementary school just a few blocks from here in Brooklyn on PS 39. I'm like the only Arab, Middle Eastern, Muslim kid in the class.
Shit. They was looking at you like you was the op.
So they wanted to do like, they were trying to do like, we're gonna send letters to the troops and stuff. And it's like, you know, even though I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, I'm American, love America, but I'm also Middle Eastern. So it's like you're torn in your identity, because it's like, you know, it's like I don't, you know, I'm always the villain in the movies. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
You know, it's like, who do I love, Chuck Norris or the goddamn terrorist on the plane? It gets a little conflicting, you know. That's why I always root for the villain, right? Even till as an older man, you know. But yeah, so it's like, when did you adopt the name Showrock or Showrocker? How did that come about?
Well, like I said, I've always been rapping since I was young. So I was always like this little kid, and I was battling like grown men and like grown women, and like they would forget my name. They'd be like, Shorty Rock, come over here. So Showrocker came from Shorty Rocker, like short for Shorty, short for Rocker.
Okay.
Showrocker. And then somewhere along the line, I actually legally changed my name so that it would be Showrocker.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so my passport says Showrocker on it.
Oh shit. How was that a difficult process?
I thought it was gonna be easier than it was. It wasn't that hard though, but I did have to sit in front of a judge. He was like, I want to make sure you're not trying to like dodge child support or like you trying to change your identity because you did some hot shit. But I was like, nah, it's just it was my middle name. I didn't change my first name. I changed my middle name.
Okay. That's still crazy, but it's unofficial documents now.
Showrock is in there. Yeah.
That's a big move.
My,
I don't know.
my mom's
yeah.
is mad at me, but
Did you have another middle name that you substitute that you
I
had to
did.
switch it?
I always hated
okay.
it anyway, but my mom's is mad at me.
I hear you, like those family things or whatever. That's crazy. I don't know if I've heard somebody officially change your name to their artist name.
I dove in. I was like, you know what?
You embrace that shit. So I know we got you here. You got a new album out, Manifest Destiny.
Yes.
Along with Mickey Fax. Both of y'all spitting bars back and forth together. How did this project come together, man?
Well, what's crazy is like I'm working with Pendulum Inc., which is the first school for lyricism. I was actually a student at the university a couple years ago, and now I'm actually a teacher there. So somewhere in that 2-year period, I had paid Mickey Fax for a feature, and I thought it was some of my best writing because I was really excited to be on a track with Mickey Fax, and I had never released a song because I'm waiting for the perfect album to put this on, the perfect moment. And then one day I was just sitting there and I was like, fuck putting this on my album, it doesn't fit. I was like, let me just see if Mickey will do a whole EP with me. And I called him up, and I view him as sort of like a mentor. And I called him up and I gave him the idea, and I'm like, I sent him a text actually. So I'm sitting here waiting for the text. It's like, you know, when you send a chick that risky text and you're waiting to see what she say back.
You're stressed out, you're waiting for the response.
So then he hit me and was like, yo, that's a dope ass idea. And I was like, bet. And I know the way he works is how I work. Like, you know, he gonna get you the verses quick. So I think between the back and forth and the verses, we did this in a couple weeks.
No, the album is dope. I'm really enjoying it. I've been listening to it since it dropped. I know y'all did really good in the charts too. It was like number 2 on the iTunes chart.
We charted on release day at number 2, held that position for the whole day, and even until the weekend, all through the weekend we stayed in the top 10, and that's very hard to do if you know anything about how the iTunes charts fluctuate. And you got to remember that we're also going up against major labels, people who have label backing, money, bags behind them. And so I was very proud of that. And more so just proud that, you know, Mickey let me see my vision through to fruition. And he didn't really question too many of my decisions, even though he was not feeling my original cover. Okay. He's like, nah, B. That's how he talk. He'd be like, nah, B, that ain't gonna work. We let me call my cover guy. I was like, all right. You know, but as far as the music goes, like, he kind of let me take the lead.
Why did y'all name it Manifest Destiny?
That was a Mickey thing too. He didn't like the first album name that I had. But we talked about it, and I said, well, this is kind of like, I remember going through the Source magazine religiously, going through the XXL magazine religiously. I remember seeing Mickey in the magazine, like, as I was like out of college, just sitting around in between jobs, looking at this. And now I said, damn, it's like now I'm actually making an album with somebody who I looked up to in magazines, or someone whose pen I aspired to be like. And I said, it's kind of like I'm manifesting my own destiny. You know, and also like Manifest Destiny usually has a negative connotation because you think of like colonizers.
Exactly, yeah.
But for us, it's more like this is lyricism and we are taking over the bullshit. Like, we are the colonizers who are telling you we are getting rid of all this nonsense in rap, all of this, fuck the lyrics, it just gotta be a vibe. No, we are telling you, use your pen. You have a pen. God gave you a brain. Use your fucking brain in rap. So like, that's the Manifest Destiny. Like, lyricism is coming back. At the school, the slogan is long live lyricism. We throw our L's up, and that's what we doing. We manifesting that shit.
And that's the Pendulum School, right?
That's the Pendulum Inc. Pendulum School. Yeah.
So that's like a hip hop program, kind of university. Is that how would you describe it?
It's online currently, and they're working on trying to get a brick and mortar school.
Okay.
You know, you get enough sponsors or you get enough people, eventually it happens. But what it is it's a school for lyricism. So it's, you know, we have special invited guests who come. We had Freeway last month. We have Method Man teach. We got Styles P coming in a couple weeks.
That's dope.
But students go through 8 months. Like, this isn't just like a masterclass. This is 8 months of you learning, you know, in advanced rhythm and style, you learn different flows. Like, you might be taught by Twister. You might learn how to do the triplet cadence and rhyme like the Migos. Because to be a good artist, you don't have to make all those songs, but you do have to be versatile and know how to do it.
So is this only for up and coming artists, or not necessarily? Is it for other artists who just want to sharpen their swords or learn things about the industry and the business?
Whoever wants to just dive into the culture and or make what they do better. We've got rappers, we've got singers, we've got poets.
Okay.
And they're like, well, I can use these techniques in my poetry. I can use these techniques in my song. There's even like songwriting classes. Mickey does this Mickey Money class where he teaches you about hip hop and finances.
Nice.
You know, how to make sure your music's properly registered, how to make sure, you know, you get your LLCs in order, how to make sure you don't get robbed.
I got it, okay.
And
that's dope. Yeah,
and we've even got a mental health component to the school. Professor Jeff Walker, who is, they call him Rhymecology, you might have seen him on IG. He runs the Rhymecology sessions where it's like people, you know, a lot of people are working, they got a lot of stuff pent up inside, and that's just a way to kind of release it through the pen, kind of, they call it hip hop therapy.
Okay. So when you had reached out to Mickey Fax for that feature, that you know, before this collaboration, that was before you did the Pendulum Inc. class?
It was right when I was starting it up.
Okay.
It was in the beginning, very beginning. So I didn't really know him like that. He just, you know, he does these things sometimes when it's like a Memorial Day weekend or a birthday weekend. And he'd be like, I feel like rapping this weekend. I'm doing features for the low. And I was like, all right, I have a little bit of money and I want to feature with Mick. So let me see.
And now you got a whole project. Let's play
a
joint off of it. I'm going to start off with this joint right here, Speaking Facts. Off the
like that was the first song. That was the song.
This was, okay.
They gon' say they geeking on the wax. Ain't speaking fact. Auto-tune screeching up the track. That ain't speaking fact. Making new personas when they rap. Call that speaking fact. Killing lyricism what they lack. I'm just speaking fact. You know, like we know, like they know. Most of these niggas can't rap. You know, like we know, like they know. Homie, I'm just speaking fact. These rappers lying like a drug under an ottoman. Exaggerating time, there's too much hubris in they homily as they pondering what to say next, and it's astonishing. It's common with these novices, false confidence prominent. Like my tree, indica dominant, let it burn slow. A lot of rappers deep in the red, we call that Merlot. Say he in a 6-speed, GT, turbo. Claim he made his money off white, like Virgil. But we know that's a lie half the time. Most of these rappers capping is asinine, lying just to pass the time. Far from masterminds, doing ratchet crimes. To these beings from doing foul. That's harder than the line. Listen, I eat this Ishimigaki fragrance expensive. So please don't blow dirt weed when in my presence. And I ain't saying I'm God's son. I'm just suggesting when I'm lifted off the herbals, my verbals got fresh essence. They gon' say they geeking on the wet. That ain't speaking facts. Auto-tune screeching up the track. That ain't speaking facts. Making new personas when they rap. Call that speaking facts. Killing lyricism with
that joint go hard right there, Speaking Facts. I like how,
I love that.
That shit is fire. That beat and everything. Who produced? Is it one producer, or did y'all get a bunch of different producers for the album?
It's a bunch of different producers, but that one was by Beatbuster, and that was just a beat that I heard when I was browsing through BeatStars. So I just called the producer up and bought the exclusive.
Nice.
About half the.
Shout out to BeatStars.
Yeah, shout out to BeatStars. I love BeatStars, man.
Shout out to Abe. Yeah, he's doing his thing with the BeatStars. So is that where you? What about the other beats on the?
The other beats, I got two basically in-house producers, two people I always fuck with all the time. So my man Digga Din, or Din Cooks, he goes by now. He's out in Harlem, so he did about half, and then the other half was done by my man Mems Beats, who's out in Dallas, Texas. And then there was one more song, which the song was out beforehand, but I was able to add it to this album just because I love the song so much, and the producer whose song it was let me.
Okay.
And that was Oceans by my man D Breezy out on the West Coast, and he put that together. He made the beat, and then he called Mickey for a feature, and I kind of finagled my way onto that song, right? I had made a post and I was like, oh, I see Mickey is doing features this weekend for the low. You should get him because that's my man. But I was like, and if you do it, you'll get a free verse from me too. So D Breezy
back on that shit.
Yeah.
Genius move though.
So D Breezy, who had already he had bought some verses off of me and he likes my style of rapping. He was like, yo, I got this verse from Mickey. It's funny. But then I saw your joint afterwards, so he sent it right to me. And then I actually wrote 3 verses for that song because I tried to write the verses just hearing the beat, but not having heard Mickey's part.
It's the Ocean song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wrote one verse, and then I was like, nah, I gotta write a better verse than that. Then I wrote a better verse, and then I heard Mickey's verse, and I was like, well, now I gotta write a third
So
verse.
he gave it to you for your album? He ended up giving it to you for your album?
Yeah, so he let me
it?
put it on the album.
That's
I was
nice,
like, yeah,
dope.
you know, I want to do some vinyl. So I was like, and my wife really loves that song.
Okay,
She says
okay.
that's like my favorite song. So it's good to not just have it floating around in space as a single
Exactly.
that gets lost somewhere.
No doubt. I'm gonna play another joint off the Manifest Destiny album. Depends. I love all the wordplay.
That's my
Depends
joint.
Yeah,
that's my favorite joint.
Short and sweet. I said, hey, yo. See, they know I teach at Pendulum with Mickey. Oh, you mad? But they know I went to University of Penn with knowledge. Yeah. Brainiac Society shit. What it do, man? I got that shit tatted on my neck, nigga. Yeah. What it's real.
And another
I
one.
don't normally do long intros, but this one is important. We the masters of the pen game. We make a marvel at the end game. The stats, knowledge, and rock. Think outside of the box, just like a bed frame. Pen to the penmanship, your pen's land. The best tunes start with a pen. Say it again. The best grooves start with a pen. Say it again. The best moves start with a pen. Say it again. Even the best schools start with a pen. First day of college, University of Penn. Met knowledge, freestyle 4 hours, we got it in. Fast forward, I'm at Pendulum Inc. A story win, making facts, rap school, first valedictorian. I'm a valid historian, no revisionist tales. He was stepping with the kappas, I had shit on the scale. You can ask Bama Dale if you think it's fabrication, affirmation that we pass on the statutes of limitations. Back to rap, cast debating in a barbershop. Who the best Ivy League MCs? Knowledge, Sandman, or Rock? And if they not picking either, let the men hate. We ain't jacking it, and he lying about what his Penn State. Been great, time to climb the ladder, blending mind and matter. Kinda flattered, my presence is mentioned in the common chatter. I put my soul in my rhyming patterns, and even though wifey from Temple, she taught me that my alma matters. We the masters of the pen
the wordplay on this
game.
joint,
Yeah, man, I was in my bag on this one. I was playing with them words.
When did
No
you
didn't.
start taking hip hop seriously? Like, I want to do this as a career, and I want to sell records and
I've had
perform and things like that.
I've had stints with it. Like when I was younger, I remember like trying to get meetings with Loud and Steve Rifkin and sending demos to Bad Boy and going to showcases in Brooklyn and all that stuff. And then it kind of, I went away to college at Penn and Philly. I was still doing shows and stuff out there, but it was more like independent, selling mixtapes, doing festivals. But then kind of went dormant for a while. And then my man Yosh in Montreal, Canada, had saw me like do like a freestyle challenge that Papoose had put out or something.
Okay.
And he was like, yo, I'm doing this thing called the 4-Bar League, where it's like rappers battle each other 4 bars at a time. It's like you have a team of 4. Everybody has 4 bars to make up a 16. And like all the teams like battle each other every week. And it's like a playoff system like sports. So I got down with him doing that. And then it kind of just got my pen back to working. And then I just, from there, it's been full speed ahead ever since. Like I haven't taken a minute
That was
to
like a
slow
new spark,
down.
like a new spark for you to kind of go
That's
all out
it. And then
again.
it's like me, I started using the internet to really build up a fan base of, I call it the Instagram. So when you hear people say Instagram, I made that up.
Instagram?
I made that one
like
up.
Instagram and underground kind of?
Yeah.
That's dope. Instagram. I'm going to hashtag that when I drop your video. Because I was telling you before we started recording is that you're one of the hardest working rappers on Instagram and just online in general. But I connect with you to IG. It's like you're always dropping freestyles, always hopping on different challenges and just trying to keep your name out there.
That's it. Gotta get your name out there. It's like, you can't get mad that you don't get the best slot at the show. You can't get mad that you have to do the show for free and you're not getting paid because you haven't made your name yet. And it's harder now to make your name in an era where everybody has, a 10-second attention span. And, back in the days, you got a record on the shelf and you're competing, my record versus Nas record versus Jay-Z. No, it's not that. You're competing for attention. You're on a little screen on a phone and it's like, it's not Jay-Z, Nas, or Showrock. It's Showrock or Jay-Z, Nas, titties, ass, puppies, fucking food,
Exactly,
the
yeah.
best restaurants, like all of this shit, and you gotta cut through all of that.
Everybody's something now.
Yeah.
Even if they're not, even though obviously even in the rap game is saturated, but they're saturated with everything. Everybody got a new podcast. Everybody's doing
Oh my God,
a
the
show like
podcasts
me,
are
or
the
hosting,
worst.
doing different, freestyles, cooking food. Even I'm
That's
trying to go
it.
in that world. I'm trying to get into
Everybody's got a podcast,
the restaurant
man.
food world. It's like just being dropping nice content or dope content as much as possible.
And some people have great cameras. Some people have, it's like, how do you compete with all that stuff? And I said, well, let's get back to basics. What do you do best? Rap.
Focus on that.
What is not a chore for you? Rap. Like, some people can't write 3 raps a day. I can and I do, and it's easy. And they're all high level raps because, and it's not a flex, it's just I write fast.
Is there certain things that motivate you? Like you see something in the news, or you're reading something, or you see something online, or somebody drops a beat to rap over? What motivates you to write?
I don't even need a motivation to write. It's like my brain can't stop writing. Like, that's just the way that I'm wired. But it's funny because, like, if you listen to a rap that I write tomorrow and you were with me today, you will hear something that
Some
was sparked by
reference to-
something that I
yeah,
saw
yeah,
today. It
I
might
hear
be
you.
a bar about Western Union or some,
dinosaur barbecue.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I didn't even realize that I did that until somebody called me out on it. And they were like, yo, we were sitting on a couch, and I think it was like a Punky Brewster bar or something mad random. And he was like, we're sitting on the couch, and Soleil Moon Frye was on the TV for like 15 seconds doing like a commercial or an interview or something. And then we changed the channel. And he's like, from that, you end up with a Punky Brewster bar the next day. And I was like, damn, I didn't even really think about it like that. But that's, yeah.
Dope. I was gonna play one more joint off the album. I'm not gonna give everybody everything because it's a fire album. I want everybody to check it out. Manifest
Yeah,
Destiny,
please.
out now.
Stream it, buy it, bootleg it, listen to it on YouTube. I don't care. Just get the bars, get the music.
Nah, don't bootleg it.
Get the
Stream
music.
it, buy it, purchase it, support the artist. Alright.
That's it. Pay the rappers.
Exactly. Put your money where your mouth is. You know what I'm saying? You say you want real hip hop, then when artists like yourself drop something real, support them. Don't.
That's it. And I support. I'm not one of those people. I don't come to the venue, do my set, walk out and leave. I support all good underground rap. I don't support the bullshit. Just because you got a boom bap beat doesn't mean I have to be your brother.
You.
Some of y'all are trash too. It ain't just the auto-tune niggas. Some of y'all are trash too.
You,
but
you.
nah, I support good music in all forms, man. And you fucking just look at my Bandcamp. It's got like 200 fucking albums in there of people that most of y'all have never even heard of. If it's dope, I'm gonna buy it. I don't care if I know you or not.
I'm gonna play the Jada Pinkett Smith joint featuring Brooklyn's own Rusty motherfucking Jux.
Shouts to my boy Rusty Jux.
Hey, yo, Jux, yo, Mick.
He's out on tour in UK with him.
Nice.
We MCs doing what MCs
Good
do.
dude.
So I just need y'all go crazy. We gon' bar out on this song level. Ball work sick, I ain't taking no pills. Jada Pinkett Smith, I go crazy at will. No HVAC worker, you can't pay me to chill. Jada Pinkett Smith, I go crazy at will. We said it all. Like Jada Pinkett, plus I got this. We said it all. Like Jada Pinkett, plus I got this. We said it all. Like Jada Pinkett, plus I got this. We said it all. Like Jada Pinkett, plus I got this. Hey yo, these bars so raw like a tear in a latex. I'm high as trying ayahuasca at the top of the pyramid's apex. Staring at apex, staring at they necks. Now watch me run through money like tearing a paycheck. Cameras that make threats. I think they comparing a safe bet. Just a shell of your former self. You hearing an egg crack, I lay back and snap just like I came with a camera. And all you hear is bars like a nigga chained in a slammer. Insane with the grammar, thin frame with the hammer. It's like when Jada Pinkett straight up try move, came to Atlanta. I'm a menace to society who never met sobriety. The voice of the streets, every tenement relies on me. The sentiment that I believe is never let the rival see what's evident inside of me. It's effortless to rhyme and breathe. Heaven sent messages, left as his testaments by decree. Smoking on Obama kush, that's presidential by degree. Ball work sick, I ain't taking no pills.
That's a fun verse to rap. I like rapping that verse.
You went a little fast on it. You put a lot of words in it.
It was like different cadence.
Yeah.
That's a fun one to rap. I actually just, on the way up from Connecticut, actually, I got the TV track for that and Speaking Facts from my engineer because I'm going to work those 2 records into my live show. I've been doing the same set for so long, but I think it's time to update it, and I want to add these 2 songs in there.
Nah, those two joints go hard, and it'll be dope to see it in the live, performance and shit with the instrumental. You're gonna do like
and Rusty always be around, man. I might pull him up on stage like, come on, Russ, man. Let me get that 16.
Yeah. How did that collab? I know you said you toured with him, but how did you get him on this album? What was that discussion like?
It was like kind of like the same thing. I saw he was doing features one day, so I reached out to him, and then he was doing a show in Connecticut, and I don't know why, for some reason I said there's probably not gonna be as many people at this show towards the end. So what I did was I showed up, and I was right, and I actually got to sit down and talk to him for a while.
Okay.
Like, it was it was him and Rusty. It was Rusty Jukes and Illa G.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So I popped in. I got to build with them a little bit, kind of like build a rapport. And I was like, yo, do you have a manager to go through? Should I just go through you? And he was telling me, he's like, I do my own thing. James Brown and Underground.
Exactly. He is true. He does own videos, everything.
Everything.
He's hard work.
And shout out to him, because actually when we were in the UK, he hits me up and he's like, oh, here you go, show. I was like, what's this? He was like, oh, I shot some video. Like, not some iPhone video. Like, he actually had shot some real video when I was on stage. Damn. He was like, because, my set was close to his. And I was like, yo, he didn't have to do that. He's That's like, dope. Yeah. He's a real dude, real person.
Anything you want to say before we get into the freestyle session? That's what we got you here for.
Woo!
Today in Brooklyn, my man Showrocker, Connecticut's finest.
I just want to say thank you for having me. Yeah, man, and shouts to my boy Willie Boy.
Ooh, save the children.
Save the children.
Say what's up to my people in Lebanon. He's in Lebanon.
He's in Lebanon right now.
He's doing his thing out there for a moment. He's gonna be back out here in New York doing his thing as well. We miss you, my brother.
Yeah, we miss you, G.
I'm gonna throw this on for you, all right?
All right. Woo! I love a good beat.
Showrocker, Freestyle Drive.
Freestyle Drive, we here with it. Ooh, let that beat drop. Yeah, love this beat.
You ready?
I'm ready. Hey yo, it's Freestyle Drive, so the vibes unparalleled. The ring on my pinky, Triple X, Sarah Mirabelle, Lee, I'm a G. Girls flee when they fear you fail, but I won't ever chase her. It don't sit with my spirits well. Y'all bad luck like the mirror fell and broke in 1,000 pieces. This is Showrocker's thesis. I'm egregious with the features, make pens bleed from my thesis. Far as girls cross the land, legions across the region, you doomed. When my road warriors hit up the room, animals with the hawk, stabbing your golden goose. No expensive sneaks, just expensive tires, and we let them screech. Dust and Diamond doing porn, how we put an end to geeks. My pen's elite like my university, that's pen. I am him, no ego tripping or perjury. Send you to surgery, then buy your wifey a surgery. The alphabet in cursive, meaning I like a curvy B. They say the nerve of me, rhyming off a Cam beat, that's bad juju. Like your ex letting Cam beat. I seen your baby moms, she was on Cam beat and no money wired less, she could do it hands free. Like damn B, he's so disrespectful, but not a bit resentful of this tinted window. Innuendo, your girl cold when she on a menstrual. I bet before the beat drop in this instrumental, I'll be in a dental. Damn. Y'all niggas think that y'all a man. Eat these pussies for breakfast, don't think that you understand. I am really him. This is not that Kendrick and that Cole shit. This that first person shooter, flip over your whole whip. With the Drake, now your future looking so sick. And when I get the booming on that metro, I don't miss. Top dog of this whole shit. Whether punchlines or coming in clutch, I'm on both lists.
God damn.
Yeah. Rocker.
Showrocker, Freestyle Drive. Thank you, my brother.
I love it.
That shit was crazy.
I
right
love
there.
it, B.
Appreciate you, my man.
Oh, I appreciate you.
On the show, you killed that shit. This brother right here is working super hard. Make sure you check him out at Showrock on IG.
That's
Manifest
it.
Destiny out now, featuring with Mickey Fax.
Mickey Fax.
Collaborative
Manifest
album.
Destiny, man. Make sure you cop it. We got a lot in store. Just remember the name because I got a lot in store.
Showrock, Freestyle Drive. I'm Lebanese Ether. Thank you again for tuning in, everybody. Peace.
Peace.